Today, our start read is entitled Corduroy. And the author, or the person who wrote the words in the book, is Don Freeman. It looks like this little bear named Corduroy is missing a button from his shoulder strap. He must be looking for it. Could this be his missing button? I wonder why Corduroy is searching for his button. Let's read and find out. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers, buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mama," she said, "look, there's a very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much money already. Besides, he doesn't even look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I've lost the button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'll go and see if I can find it." Corduroy realized that his button was missing, and that if something was wrong with him, no one wanted to buy him. Maybe he thought, "This is why I've been waiting all day." He realized that he would never have a friend if he was missing a button. So he was going to go and find his button. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching, that means trying to find, his missing button everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator. Those are moving stairs, and up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace. A palace is where kings and queens live. Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. He wandered around, admiring the furniture. That means he really liked it. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled into a large, thick mattress. And all at once, that means suddenly, he saw something small and round. Why, here's my button, he cried. And he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. Corduroy thinks he's found his lost button. He must be thinking, now that I found my missing button, I'll be perfect. Then someone will surely want me for his or her friend. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy tumbled. That means he fell. Bang! Into a tall floor lamp. over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. That means he was making sure everything was okay. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman took Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with all the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customer came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was that same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." So Lisa returned to get Corduroy. It's the same little girl that he met back at the beginning of the story. "Shall I put him in the box for you?" the sales lady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawer, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous, big palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know, I've always wanted a home." Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable. That means you'll feel better with your shoulder strap fastened, put together." "You must be my friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. Are you ready for the question, boys and girls? All right, so my question to you today is, why did Corduroy decide to search for his button? Why did Corduroy decide to search for his button?